Welcome to Big Blend Radio's virtual cafe. Pull up a seat and let's find out who we're having a happy hour conversation with today. Okay, everybody, it is time for another happy hour here on Big Blend Radio, and today we are going to have a card game. That's right. I think, is there a 3-card stud, 5-card stud? I don't know, but we got 3 ladies with some characters. What could go wrong? We maybe have somebody else might poke up. You never know. But we're going to play cards. We're going to drink cocktails, and we're going to talk about characters. We have Kathleen Walls on the show. She is a travel writer and author. You've heard her on Big Blend Radio for a number of years. You can go to her website, AmericanRoads.net, for her travels and for her books, which include mysteries and ghosts and travel guides. Go to KatieWalls.com. That's Katy. And all the links are in the episode notes. So, Katie, how are you doing? Welcome back.
Oh, I'm doing fine. And I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah, I heard it's a little cold in Florida right now. What's going on?
It is. We've got crazy weather.
Yeah.
It's going up and down. Last week we hit 80. I broke a record. Actually, I think it hit 85. And we have freeze warnings for Friday. And it's already cool tonight.
Well, where we are today
is what it's going to do.
We are in North Carolina, and it is snowing, and a lot of snow, you know. And the dogs love it because they can write their name in the snow. And it's in the 20s here right now, but it'll get better. But I'm glad to have you back, and I want to bring our next guest on, who's also been on the show before, talking about family history, but she is an author and a family heirloom collector, which I'm fascinated about. You go to Anna Bartowski, I'm saying this right, AnnaBartowski.com, and welcome, Anna. How are you?
I'm doing well, Lisa. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Now, did I get the name right?
I shouldn't tell you about our 76-degree weather here in Arizona.
You know, that's where we're based out of. That's where we're based out of, Nancy and I, where our storage unit is in Tucson. But we did have a good time out in your area in Central Phoenix in December. We spent a day going around the Salt River region and Tonto National Forest. The sun was out. It was December. We were sitting having picnics and looking for wild horses. We didn't find the horses. We found their poo, but we didn't find the wild horses. But a really beautiful area, and it was great to be back in our sunny state. But yeah, let's get into the world of what both of you ladies write about. So, Anna, tell us a little bit about your mysteries, because I know you write mysteries, and I do want to know about the family heirloom side of things, because are you collecting? Can I just go there first? Are you collecting directly from your family, or are you collecting other people's family heirlooms?
I'm trying to preserve my family's heirlooms. In fact, my sister, who lives in California, thought she was going to have to make a hasty exit. She didn't have to. She's safe. Everything's fine. But she realized that when she had to pack up the essentials, 2 things that, you've got the list of essentials, your passport, your ID, so forth. But she realized she had 2 quilts that our grandmothers made. And she has now determined that she is going to send them to me. So I've got some new family heirloom quilts that are going to be coming my way. One made by my paternal grandmother, the other by my maternal. So I get involved in all kinds of projects with family history. I'm working on the 2nd book of the Rosalind Schmidt Genealogical Mystery Series. I've done, some children's books. I've written a couple of short stories for some anthologies lately. And actually last August, my latest book was The Adventures of Conrad the Camel, Wanderlust. And it's written for children of all ages. So I'm pretty excited that that's come out.
Oh, wow. Wow. So genealogical mysteries. So are the families killing each other, or things are happening within the family, or are you discovering families murdered in your family tree, like from the past?
Oh, it's kind of a mix. The first book, Rosalind Schmidt, who's a genealogist, she's, that's a sideline. She was working as an accountant. She goes into work one day and she finds a dead body. And this person had no relation to her. But as she becomes a prime suspect and she's not allowed to come to work, she's focusing on her genealogy and she's tracing her family tree, and she discovers that she may descend from someone who was a murderer. So there's murders all around the place as she's tracking her genealogy. It's kind of a dual timeline in that when she falls asleep at night, she starts getting images of her ancestors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's trying to solve a murder that took place over 200 years ago, and one that she's dealing with where she's a prime suspect.
Oh,
So it's a tangled web. And when you get into some of these genealogical family trees, I mean, I have to actually go into my software. I use legacy software. There's all kinds of software available. Some people just use Word or Excel, but I use legacy. And for my fictional families, I've actually created genealogical trees, family trees for them. And
wow.
so it gets kind of complicated because the history is based on things my ancestors experienced.
Okay, I need a cocktail now because I have a feeling that like people wake you up at night when you go to bed. Does that happen? I just have that feeling. Do
Yeah.
people like talk to you? Like
Well, I try to listen
characters?
and try to observe, and I base a lot on the memories of what my grandmother told me. So
Ah, that's so
yeah,
cool. That's
yeah.
so cool. So what would you like to eat and drink? We've started talking and the servers are running late at the Big Blend Radio Virtual Cafe because we're virtual and we need to get them off of that. You know, they're they're spinning around in the satellites right now. Let's get them down and serve you. What would you like to eat and drink?
Well, my drink would be a sidecar. This was a
Ooh.
popular drink. It came out during the Jazz Age, during Prohibition, and it's basically brandy, Cointreau, and lemon juice. But I usually have it with peach juice because I don't like too much acidity with it. And I
Mm.
found this drink when I was in Kohler, Wisconsin this past summer, staying at the American Club, and it was just I got hooked on it.
Oh.
And I'm a traditionalist when it comes to the food. I love any treat, cheese, any crackers,
Mm-hmm.
veggies and hummus. Maybe a side of sautéed mushrooms would be nice.
Oh, and you know, Wisconsin, you were in there. I mean, Wisconsin knows cocktails. They do.
Yes.
They understand, and we've spent many winters in Wisconsin for some weird reason, and springs with blizzards. And all I can say is there's other states where, well, in Arizona where you are, and Katie, I think in Florida, you can go get wine or whatever in a grocery store, but
Mhm.
some states you can't. Some states, you know, you can't have your toddies, you can't have this without going to a separate store. Like North Carolina, you have to go to an ABC liquor store, or a
Ooh.
package store in Georgia. Oh yeah, which is state run. So the government's making booze money. Ha ha, just saying. With everything that's going on in the world, I'll just say, hello, government, you're making booze money. But anyway, well, that's state government, so it's a little different. But um, in Wisconsin, like some of the places we've been to, like you go through a blizzard or a snowstorm or snow. To me, anything with a lot of snow, like for 2 days, like that's like too much now. And you go in, I don't care if it's a Walmart, I don't care if it's a grocery store. The alcohol is at the beginning, not the fruits and vegetables. The alcohol is right there at the entrance. Like you can see it. You don't have to wonder and go,
Yeah.
are they going to have wine? They have it. They're letting you know. Run, Forrest. It's right there. Run, Forrest. It's there. You don't have to go to the back. You can just get it right there. And I swear, because it's the cold, everybody's drinking toddies. Who else
They
wants
gotta
to
stay
shovel
warm
snow?
somehow.
You don't want to be in, shoveling snow without a toddy. Uh-uh. So I got to like shoveling snow because Nancy would go, if you're going to shovel snow, I'll make you a toddy because I get asthmatic with like cold, wet air.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
she goes, here, have a toddy. And I was like, oh, this is good. I went out and I'm like a power girl because she did it with coffee. Man, because it keeps your lungs open. And I'm all like, let's go. And then I saw neighbors dumping snow on like our patch and on each other's. And I'm like, Nancy, give me more. I'm going. I'm going. I was like Rambo until I realized it did not have like real gloves versus like silly mittens,
Uh,
that I did not have the clothing. And when it came in and you try to heat your hands up and you've really frozen them, that really hurts. It really toddies even hurt to hold the cup.
oh
Um,
yeah.
but but the toddies saved me. So Wisconsin, you have our heart and soul. For those of you getting up at 4 in the morning to go to work, and I see you in the snow doing what you do to get your car. I don't even know how, but toddy up, man. It's just that's all I have to say. Toddy it up, right? So, oh man, that's fantastic though about having a little peach juice. I was just talking about that on a podcast too. All right,
Yeah.
so Miss Katie, we're going down to you in Florida. Um,
Okay.
wait, we got to get that server while she's here, because they get
Right. Well,
lazy sometimes.
since it's cold, I have something that I first tried in Tennessee at the Townsend Grain and Grits Festival. And it was a hot apple cider with vodka. And
Mm,
it was really good. So that's what I'm
really?
having. And I'm going
Wow.
with just about every kind of cheese and sausage you can imagine.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you're wanting to warm up then.
Oh,
Listen,
yes.
okay. So
And
I wouldn't have thought vodka and apple cider would go well. I would think
I
more
wouldn't have either
whiskey
until
or
I tried
bourbon.
it. But it was kind of chilly that night and I loved it. So I'm doing it on my own home here right now.
Now you want some andouille sausage because you're from Louisiana?
Of course. Gotta have a little spice there.
I was talking about that too
You can
because
throw in a few boudin balls too.
boudin. Oh, she wants some boudin. Okay, so you want to get Southwestern on us now, huh? Are you?
That's
Well, no,
strictly
boudin is.
Louisiana.
I talk about that. That's like the business currency. Like in Southwest Louisiana, you go to visit anybody, try to go score a client. If you're a business, salesperson, you better have your boudin balls in line, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and everyone just Katie, can you tell people what boudin balls are because they might start thinking we're
They're a
weird?
kind of a pork sausage. Back in the old days, they made them with blood, but now what they call white boudin, it's made with the pork sausage and of course a lot of Cajun spices and of course the Trinity. You've got onions, bell pepper, and celery and everything in Louisiana.
Hmm.
And every place fixes them a little different. Some of them there's some sausage. Actually, I was at a festival in Lafayette where instead of having a ribbon cutting, they had a boudin sausage cutting.
Yeah, well, they have a Boudin Trail all through Southwest Louisiana, and there's Boudin Wars. We did a video in Sulphur, I think Sulphur or
Oh,
Moss
Sulphur's
Bluff.
got the rum.
Oh,
Oh
we like
boy,
the rum place.
the
Yeah,
rum
yeah.
place.
Oh, I
Yes,
like well, you got sugarcane
brain's
in
dead. Can't remember the name of it. The spirit of Louisiana, though.
oh, listen, sugarcane and rice in Louisiana grows rice and
Hmm.
sugarcane. But we went to oh my gosh, Jeff Benoit's his name, and it's a something grocery. I can't remember the life of me. The name of
Was
his
it
grocery store.
Johnson's Grocery?
No, no. But his
Okay.
name is Jeff Benoit. We did a video of him, and it went completely viral of him making boudin and a little hogshead cheese stuff, right? And it is like we get comments whenever the boudin wars go on. People start commenting and arguing, and we have to watch the boudin video so that people don't get rude with each other because they do. It's such a
Which one is the
contested thing.
best? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big deal.
Well,
So,
that's like gumbo. I mean, to me, if gumbo doesn't have okra in it, it's not gumbo.
I
And
don't
then
want
there's
the
Creole
okra.
gumbo and there's Cajun gumbo. And usually I like Cajun, but Creole gumbo has tomatoes, Cajun doesn't. So there's all those little details.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I want is a bottle of LDV Winery Syrah because she's got this amazing petite Syrah, and I just recorded a podcast with Peggy today, and I swear her and her husband Kurt make some of the best wine in Arizona. I don't know, Anna, you're up in Arizona. I don't know if you've heard of LDV Winery, but they grow out of southeast Arizona, actually south of Wilcox in the Chiricahua foothills, and they have a tasting room in Scottsdale. And their Petite
Oh,
Syrah is heaven. And I would like a bottle now. I don't have it, but I just did have one. Not now, but I would like that now. And you know what? Salami. For some reason, just salami, good olives stuffed with good cheese.
Oh,
good olives, right? Do we all like olives? Like,
yes.
I'm not an olive person, but you can have my olives.
oh, Katie, we're going out to pizza, so I can take your olives.
Okay.
And yeah, just good. I don't know, a charcuterie board is good, isn't it? Ooh, how
Oh,
about fondue since it's cold? Well, Anna doesn't matter about the
yes, that
cold,
would
but
be good.
It still sounds good.
okay. Okay. All right. I think we're all doing good. We have a good cocktail going. Cocktail time here, happy hour going. So I wanted to catch up with you, Katie. Did I read that you just have a new book out now
I
already?
just
Like,
I just finished. It came out on the 15th, which is why I kind of almost missed the email. Uh, and it's the fourth one in my series. And the series started off when Anna was talking about the dead body. That's sort of what mine is. My main character is Casey Clark, and Casey is just a property manager at this big hella real estate in St. Augustine. And, she's just renting to people. And if they don't pay their rent, she has to put them out. And, it should be kind of just a dull job. But she gets this one guy who decides he isn't going to get out. This was my first book of the series, and it was kind of based on my background is in real estate property management also, a case that started out the way. He gets the owner kind of drunk and they say, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I had a balcony up here? And wouldn't it be nice if I had this? And the owner, oh, yeah, yeah. So comes rent time, he writes a letter to him saying, I'm not paying my rent until you build the balcony and you do this and you do that. Uh-oh. So they bring Casey in to manage the property. Well, when she asks him, oh, where's your tenant from? Did you do a reference check? Well, no, he's a nice guy. We thought he was a nice guy. We just rented it to him. But he mentioned he was from hell. And then another time he said he was from Georgia. So she comes up with a conclusion. Maybe he was from Helen, Georgia. Well, she's trying to get him out. It's getting very complicated. Florida has some really nasty tenant laws. And he's refusing to turn in the key. So she goes and she's checking the apartment and it looks kind of empty. So she's looking in through the little sliding glass, has lube windows, and she decides she's going to go in. Well, the last time she'd been there, he threatened her with a gun. So she's a little scared of him. So she sneaks in, and she gets in the back bedroom. There's one old bed left, the old wrought iron bed. And then she hears his car pull up. She says, oh my God, what am I going to do? So she pulls down they have an attic stair there, one of the, little attics with the pull down steps. She pulls the steps down, runs up the attic, pulls the steps up behind her, and she figures she'll just hide there until he leaves. Well, while she's up there, she hears another person come in behind him and some voices, arguments. She can't make out what they're saying, and she hears a gunshot. And she says, oh my God, are they going to start shooting in the
don't you
attic?
do a spoiler alert, Katie. I'm just,
Oh, I'm not. I'm just going a little ways. And she climbs down the stairs to see if maybe she can help the person that's shot. And there's the tenant lying on the ground. The gun that shot him is on the other side. And just as she begins to go try to see if he's dead or alive and help him, the door bursts open and the policeman says, stop, don't move. And there she
oh,
is with her dead tenant that she's got motive, opportunity, and means. And, goes from
gun.
there. And turns out that the tenant was under Witness Protection Act, so the FBI and the U.S. Marshals and everybody get drawn into it. And she ends up going to Helen, Georgia, trying to keep herself from being the main
Well,
suspect.
the devil went
That's
down
as
to
far as I'm
Georgia.
going on that.
The
Oh,
devil
yes.
went down to Georgia.
The devil almost got her but she has a little help from a ghost. And of
Wow.
course, in the process of all of this stuff, in fact, that was the first book. The last book, she gets her life saved. She has a cat named Dixie that's somewhat psychic, based on a real life cat I used to have, passed away. Love my Dixie. But Dixie's a little psychic, and Dixie tries to warn her and tell her not to do things. And of course, she doesn't listen to Dixie. She doesn't understand cat. So she ends up getting into all sorts of trouble. And sometimes in my last book, the one I just released, Dixie gets into some trouble, and she's got to go try and rescue Dixie. And that's about as
Well,
far as I'm going to tell you on what she
all
does.
right. Yeah,
So,
you got to be
don't want to
careful.
spoil it.
No spoilers. Now, Anna, tell everybody what your latest book is, or do you have one coming out? What's going on?
Well, I just came out with the Conrad the Camel book. So I'm
Conrad
still
the
working on
Camel?
the second book in the Rosalind Schmidt series. I'm about, 35,000 words. So I'm working to hopefully, I'd like to get it out this year, but it's one of those things that you can't always time to your own deadline. So we'll see. Still working
That's
on the,
interesting. You do the word limit, like the word count, because like, do you monitor that as you're writing? Like,
I
or do you
do. I
really? That's
do.
interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I like to see my progress and know that I'm on target for where I'm heading.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You're ready for business, man. Like you're not, yeah. That's like, to me, it would be like, all right, like, yeah. So do you edit yourself as you write too? Or do you just go for it and then cut back?
I do some editing
Mm.
because I know you're not supposed to. You should just keep writing, keep writing, keep writing.
Oh,
But
I see.
with family trees and people and who comes in where, I'm just,
Uh,
kind of double checking myself a bit. I mean, like I said, I do family trees for my fictional families and, just try to, keep it on track.
yeah, that's hard to, you have to get your reader really connected to the family tree without having you know what I mean? Too many
Right.
like, isn't there a balance in that?
There is. And, I typically put as far as Rosalind Schmidt has gotten in her family tree, I usually put that at the end of the book. But I'm trying, you don't want to give away too much by giving them the whole family tree without them reading the story of how she got there.
Ah, yeah, I think the last time you were on a show, um, I just talked, we talked about, I got like really into family historical fiction, but family sagas. So
Right.
you'd have one after the other. And I just got so it wasn't soap opera books, you know what I mean?
Right.
It is actual history and it was historically based. And as a kid, I loved historical fiction and I still,
Mm,
to me, it's the best, and
yeah.
murder happens in it. All kinds of things happen in historical fiction.
Right.
And a majority of the time, I think historical fiction is based on the truth. I don't
Yes.
think there's
Mhm.
historical fiction without some truth in there. And,
There's always some truth. The fun thing is, as a writer, you can play a little bit. Even in your explanations at the end of the book, you can say, well, um, like in Dead Reckoning, I had the chalule plants at the Desert Botanical Gardens as part of it, but they actually didn't come till just a little bit after the time the book is sent. So I kind of explained that, like, they're there now, they're such a part of it, but they came just a little bit later. I used a little flexibility in that.
huh? So you use flexibility. You have to, right? But now, can we talk about the camel book? I want to know about the camel.
Okay. Well, my
I'm a
inspiration,
camel fan. Okay, I'm sorry, but I
you
have
are
a
a
thing
camel fan?
massive,
Oh
like
my
huge.
goodness.
No,
Oh, that's
no,
good
I've
to
had camels
know.
drool on me. Listen, the last time I hung out with a camel, I was taking photographs and everything. No, and Arizona has a camel. Don't even start me. Camel
Yeah,
history in
port
Arizona.
side and the whole
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Camel
Yeah.
drools on me. I love camels. So please, please talk about the camels.
Okay, well, this book, when I was a young girl, my grandmother was telling us about her life in Russia. And she said, oh, yeah, and we had camels, we had horses, and we went, camels? You just don't think about camels in Russia. I mean, I
Mm-mm.
was picturing Dr. Zhivago, you know, it's like, camels? And I thought, oh my gosh, so as I've done a lot of historical research and of the people who, moved from the Germanic states and then came over to Russia, I was always looking for information on the camels. So I found certain things and I was like, we need to, I mean, my whole goal in writing these books is to get the next generations to have an interest in finding out where their families came from.
Mm.
So I decided that the way to reach part of that next generation is with a camel book for children of all ages. So I created the character Conrad the Camel, and he is living with some of the Germanic settlers near the Karaman River, which is a tributary of the Volga. And I made this camel family who's helping these Germanic farmers. And it's a whole story, it is for kids, but it ties in, especially at the end. We tell a lot of the history about camels in Russia. When you think of this area of Russia and you realize that, there's Turkey, there's Kazakhstan, there's all these that are now countries, but at that time, most of it was part of the Russian Empire. But you had Mongolia and China, and the Mongolians used camels a lot, and this was a
And
major
horses.
trading route.
Yeah. The
So,
Mongolians are amazing. Like with
yeah,
what they did with falcons, horses, camels, and Tuvan throat singing. Sorry, that's my other thing. Maybe my past ancestry is there. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
maybe. But so yeah, that's what we did, and
Wow.
Conrad's I think he's a great character. We'll probably be doing another book on that. My illustrator was Elizabeth Cook, and she did a fantastic job, and we're just real excited about it.
I hope you do one on Arizona camels.
Well, I want to tie that in. And in the second Rosalind book, a camel makes an appearance, like on the very first page, because I'm hooked on camels too. And Rosalind will probably experience camels too in some way. I think that's going to be a thread through a lot of my work going forward.
Well, speaking of camels, our next guest is here, Johnny Schaefer, and he's not a camel, but he does sing biblical songs, and camels were involved in Christmas music. So I'm just going to say, so Johnny Schaefer,
I sang about a camel.
Johnny Schaefer is here, and I'm so glad you're here, Johnny, and hope all is well. Johnny is on our Big Blend Radio, Big Daily Blend show every first Sunday, and between the two of us, we created this idea of doing a women's women in history show on women authors for our March 2nd show. And Johnny, welcome to Happy Hour, but I'm telling you, we're in trouble, man. We have to do like a month-long series. And like, I think today's show is actually kicking off what's happening for March 2nd, because women are writing some stuff, and they're killing a lot of people, and they have camels, they have buildings, they have cats and dogs and all kinds of things happening. But everyone go to hearjohnny.com. But welcome back. How are you?
Well, I've been fighting a cold, but other than that, I'm doing okay. There's lots going on in our family, but I'm doing okay. And
well, I think you need a cocktail.
Yes, a hot toddy would be great, I think, right now.
Okay, wait, Katie, tell him what your hot toddy is, and maybe he'll like it.
Vodka and apple cider is really
Nice.
good. Warm.
Okay.
I never realized that until I was in Tennessee at the Grits and Grain Festival, and I tried one there, and it was so good. So I'm having one tonight.
That's awesome.
Would that be something?
Sounds great.
Is that good for you?
That sounds great. I'll go with that. Yep, for sure.
Okay. Otherwise, I'll give you one of Nancy's toddies, and you'll have hair in places you never thought you could have it. And you'll start shoveling snow. And if you want to start shoveling snow, come over where we are right now, because we're getting covered. But good. What can we get you to eat?
Let's see, maybe some tri-tip.
Oh, he's bringing some meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
I've been in the
meat
mood
into
for
this.
tri-tip lately.
How about tri-tip dipped in fondue cheese, like a cheesy fondue sauce?
Perfect.
All right,
That
ladies,
sounds
what
great.
do you ladies agree with this? Since we have a fondue pot going,
We
Johnny,
can share.
What's the weather like in California right now for you?
Today it's beautiful. We had some rain a few days ago, and now today it's beautiful and sunny, so it's nice today. Yeah.
How's the recovery going for LA?
Well, there are a lot of crews out, trying to get all the debris cleaned up. The mudslides weren't as bad as they, some people were saying, because we got several inches of rain, but I haven't heard of anything too bad with that, fortunately. So they're just trying to, get all the debris up so that people can start, figuring out where they go next, what happens next. So yeah.
So it's so sad, and everyone, the recovery for LA, Maui, Asheville, and all the towns surrounding Asheville. We just came out of Asheville, did a live broadcast from there, and the recovery there went through the River Arts District, went through places that were devastated with the hurricanes, and have driven through some of the small towns now too. It's amazing what the community resilience of human beings. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. At the same time, it's still damn hard. Right now, Kentucky, going through so much as well with flooding. And this cold weather that's just come through this area is not good for those who are in the house. So, we got a lot to do. We can have our happy hour, but may our happy hour light shine over to those who need some light and love. Anna, in your family history work that you do in writing things, do you see disasters when you do research?
Oh, yes. In fact, book 2 starts with a disaster because the Kyrgyz attacked the villages where my, 5 times great-grandfather lived. And it's brutal. It's brutal. And there's also been, during the course of the history, there's famine. They only ate if they were able to grow something to sustain them. So yeah, it's very strong that way.
I think this is so important to talk about because yes, this is a happy hour show, and here's the reality of life. No, it is, and these disasters. Nancy and I have been through many of them, including having to escape being terrorized in a country.
Yeah.
And the reality is you must find joy in whatever little spot you can to continue going. That's how resiliency is.
Absolutely.
And have some kind of faith or belief in whatever that is that makes you happy. If it's nature, if it's I believe I'm going to get chocolate tomorrow. Go for it, man. Whatever it's going to, I'm on that one. I'm on that one. And listen, I just learned how to cook with butter. And all I can say is I look like I've been having chocolate for a few months. But anyway, the South is good, y'all. But really, no matter how bad it gets, seek that bit of happiness. No matter what. That's all I can say is, we've been through wildfires, hurricanes, earthquakes, bombs, really, guns to my head, all kinds of stuff, crazy stuff. But that's because we're always out there doing stuff, You're going to get wrapped up in something. You can't, you know what I mean? So there's happiness. And Johnny, I need to go back. I'm late a few days on your gratitude club, but I think your gratitude club shows that, doesn't it? With what you do. With that.
Yeah,
like
it's a good reminder a reminder to think about things that, that you're grateful for, and the days when, when things haven't been going so well, sometimes just, doing that and thinking, well, I'm grateful for this and that. And it does kind of help you realize that, even in tough times, there's stuff that, that can make you smile and bring you that joy that you're talking about.
Yeah, even if it's the same thing every day. Everyone, the Gratitude Club is, the club is on Facebook, so it's a Facebook group, and it's really positive and gets you through. Yeah. So we're on a happy hour show kick here. So, okay. So Johnny, are you prepared to bring your character into the fold? We're going to each talk about characters. I'm not, because I have to keep score. I'm the dealer tonight. Yeah. Everybody, if you want to give me a few extra bucks under the table, I'm open. I'm open. I need to buy some eggs, y'all. Some more butter. I'm just kidding, but we're gonna talk about characters. Everybody's set up with food and drink. And Priscilla, the pink sock monkey, she's here. She's our travel mascot. She's serving all the way around. And I know that each of you have a fictional character that you want to hang out with at happy hour. Now, Priscilla, our pink sock monkey, who's going to drive through the snow tomorrow, get us to Kansas City. She is all prepared to make sure that your character, when they do come to this happy hour card game, that they have the food and drink that you want them to have, that you believe is going to make them happy. You're going to invite them. You're going to have a little few words. We're going to talk, and then they're going to go into a card game. 3 characters on a serious, important card game. So I want to start off with you, Katie. Who is the character you're inviting? Because this show, this happy hour, is all about cards, characters, and cocktails. So, Katie, who are you inviting to this card game?
Well, that's going to be my character, Casey Clark, when she's not running away from trying to get convicted of murder or protecting other people from it. And she's got to bring her Dixie with her. And I don't know if Dixie's going to get along with Priscilla, but Dixie's a little picky sometimes.
No, you know what, Priscilla, Dixie needs to be in a cat carrier, because last time a cat saw Priscilla, they clawed her something you wouldn't believe. And
Dixie
did.
won't do anything but meow at her.
Oh, well, Priscilla, they try to like give her, you know how they like the belly, Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, Priscilla's on pet sitting jobs with us, so she'll be fine if Dixie's fine.
Dixie, you're going to be good with Priscilla, right?
Okay.
Meow.
Oh,
Dixie's
okay. Well,
she's going to be good.
Okay. So, Priscilla will get her some water. She also has some squeezies for her. We call them squeezies. They like that little stewy broth stuff. So will Dixie be happy for that? Like with that?
Oh, Dixie will be happy with that. She'll eat boudin too.
Oh, well, who knew that?
She's not picky. She's a good cat. Most of the time. She just likes a lot of food. You got to keep her food bowl full.
What would Casey like?
Oh, Casey will have some of my apple cider with a lot of vodka in it.
Oh, vodka's a thing. Okay, and to eat, what should we make sure we have on hand?
Oh, I'm having the apple cider and vodka too. We're sharing it there.
But what food?
The food.
Yeah.
Oh,
what should Casey?
She's from New Orleans, so she'll have the boudin balls.
Oh.
And some pralines, homemade pralines. Bourbon
not pralines.
Kentucky bourbon pralines. Right. They're not there's no Y in them. They just oh boy, you got me saying the pralines.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So we got that. Priscilla's going to make sure that's set for when she comes in. So I want to go to you, Anna. Who do you want to have come to happy hour? What fictional character?
I have selected Madame Damara. She is kind of a secondary character in Dead Reckoning. And she is a self-proclaimed psychic. And the protagonist, Rosalind, visits her on a lark when she's in Sedona. That's when she meets her.
Oh. Okay. Ooh. And what do you think she wants to eat and drink?
Well, she's definitely going to go with the sidecar because she's open to trying new things. But she also wants some food that will enhance her brain health. Because being a psychic, it's all about her mind. And so we're going to include some dark chocolate, some ginger, and some tomatoes, along with the cheese and crackers and the things I mentioned earlier.
Okay, wow. This is like becoming a little feast party here. Now, Johnny, who is your character that you're inviting?
I think I'd like to invite Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit stories, because I think maybe I could persuade him to do some magic, and
we need magic.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh, he's going to help in the card game, isn't he? He's going to help in the card game. Okay, and we have a psychic on a card game too, and then oh my gosh, got Casey
and Casey sees ghosts and stuff and talks to them sometimes. And of course, Dixie is completely psychic. But she only speaks cat, so she can't help too much with the card game.
Well, the card game.
We
got Priscilla. We got Priscilla the sock monkey. This is going to be a great show. Gandalf. Okay, so what do you want to have make sure is on hand for him when he gets here to eat and drink?
I can picture him, with a good tavern ale, and like maybe a real dark beer or something, and maybe with some, and then I think some more stuff for the fondue. So with the tri-tip, maybe some other, other things that you can dip, we can all dip in there. And, I don't know, like, things like
do you mean we're free
bell
dipping?
peppers and yes.
It's happy hour. Everyone gets to have a free dip. Oh, well, everyone's going to be happy then. Like, that's it. Like, yeah, wave that magic wand. Okay, so you want, okay, so we got, okay, so a dark, yeah. This sounds like good tavern food too, though, in a way. Hearty and yet light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you like to watch that then? That's one of your things, or is it more the book side or the movie side?
Well, I loved the books. I mean, I read them all when I think it was when I was in college. I read the Hobbit books, and so then years later, I enjoyed the movies, but I really did love the books. So,
do you want to go to the Hobbit houses? I think they're in New Zealand.
Yeah.
They're cute. Travel writer Debbie Stone was on the show. She's on the show all the time, but years ago she went to the Hobbit houses, and then I looked at like where they filmed them, and I was like, yeah, I could live in the Hobbit house. That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Hobbit house, but I'm too tall. And then again, I found cooking with butter, and I don't know if I could fit in a Hobbit house right now. But it's all good. No, it's a serious thing. I'm in trouble, man. I got to walk more dogs. Okay, so now are we ready to get into the card game? You're going to each meet your person, right? So before we get to the card game, I want to find out from each of you, like, you're going to meet them. So we're not going to get to hear that because that's personal, but, and you each have your own, connection. But I want to know, like, what do you want to gain out of meeting them? So, Katie, I know you've been writing about Casey. What do you want to get from her, from that conversation, like meeting her, having a cocktail before she goes into a card game? And you don't forget, each of you have to give your characters 3 cards of any kind, whether it's a gift card, it could be whatever. It could be a thank you card, a trading card, a tarot card. Oh my gosh, a psychic. You're going to give a psychic a tarot card. This is freaking cool. This is cool. If someone does that, please do. Someone has to give a tarot card. But Katie, what do you want to talk to Casey about?
Oh, I want to find out what Casey's going to get into next time, and of course, I want to know how much more serious she's going to get about her U.S. Marshal boyfriend. She's had a really bad marriage, so she's a little shy of jumping into anything.
Do you
but
think
he's a
she's
pretty
going to
nice
be okay?
guy.
She going to be okay with a card game? She should be rough and tumble good, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, Anna, let's talk about Dame Damara. Will she be okay with a card game? I kind of feel like she may have done this with some spiked tea at some point.
Yeah. Well, because she's a psychic, I have selected tarot cards for her. And
wait, but you can't talk about the cards yet.
Oh,
I want to
sorry.
know no, it's okay. We'll get there. But what do you want to talk to her about?
About the future. What does she see? What does she see coming down the pike? For me, for my characters. Absolutely. There's so much to talk about.
She might see something during the card game.
Absolutely.
You got to let us know, please.
Okay.
Please, if something pops up, we want to know. Okay, so Johnny, we want to know about Gandalf. What do you want to talk to him about?
I'm hoping, he was so wise and he advised Frodo and Bilbo, and so I would love to get some guidance from him about navigating the world, and maybe I could persuade him to work some magic to make some of this stuff better that's going on in the world, and maybe.
Does he have a wand?
So yeah,
does he have a wand?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Well, I hope he has a big one. Oopsie. I hope he has a big wand. We need a big wand. Okay, cool. I like this.
If he's
All
going to
right.
correct what's going on in the world right now,
Yeah.
he needs a very, very big wand.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
needs to get on.
Preferably with
We need
something
more happy
strong on the
hours.
end of it that can hit people in the head.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
well, I love it because Johnny's going to be our next show is about world peace. It's like, hey, let's all like play some music, and no, it's all actually
Mhm.
inspired by the Rotary
Mhm.
International. It's very cool. So
Mhm.
okay, let's get into the card game. So I want to know when you meet Gandalf. Is it Gandalf or Gandalf? Can you tell that I
Uh,
no clue about the Lord of the Hobbits? I don't
I,
know.
I always just say Gandalf. I don't know.
Gandalf. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are three cards you're going to give to him? Are you going to give him like an Amazon Prime card or something? Like what? What are you giving him?
Well, I was thinking about it, and well, I'm all about gratitude, so I think a thank you card. And I know so many people who love Gandalf, so I would try to get as many people as possible to sign the thank you card, just thanking him for all the joy that they've gotten from those stories and from his character. And so a thank you card, and then I would give him one of my business cards because it's got all the information about my music, and I figure maybe he can help
Dang, dude, you
get
go.
get things
That is
out about my
awesome.
music.
Isn't that what happy hour is
So
about? It's about networking. Exactly.
yeah,
Good job.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I thought about that. I mean, because I've been to lots of happy hours, and I've always got a big stack of business cards, so
Hmm.
I would definitely do that. And then the last thing I thought of was the Star Tarot card, because I always think of stars as like guidance, and I think of them as like hope and bright light, and the dark skies,
The
and
North Star.
and
Yeah.
yes, and
Guidance.
so then whatever he would, whatever Gandalf would be able to share about that card, and applying it to my life, and to the things that we talk about. So those are the three
Wow.
cards that I would give Gandalf.
This is fun. Mama Babushka is normally on the shows, but she's taking care of two giant dogs right now who have been playing in the snow. But she will be back. I mean, Hot Mama Babushka, she tells, she's been on these shows and tells people their fortune. And she has a whole new column coming. I'm just going to tell everybody it's coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But right now I can feel her like on my shoulders going, I want to tell you something. So I'm going to go over to Anna about this. Dame Damara, what are you giving her as her cards?
I I use a tarot deck that is it's Caitlin Keegan's Illuminated Tarot cards, and I chose three Queen cards for Madam. Now, the Queen of Clubs represents strength and confidence. The Queen of Spades is strategy, intelligence, and ambition. And the Queen of Diamonds is a bond of internal and external mastery, but not control of nature. So I wanted to give these to Madam
Ooh,
to expand her skills and see what she can create and share about the future by using these cards.
wow. I want the diamonds, man. That's cool.
I
I
know,
like
I
the
know.
mastery without, hurting,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really cool. Oh,
And
we
I just
need
have
that
to
card.
add
That
to
we need that
Johnny.
card. We need it.
Well, yes, we do. We do. And I have to add to
Mhm.
Johnny, I love his selection of Gandalf. And I had the opportunity to meet Sam, aka Sean
Mhm.
Astin, at Roots Tech a
Oh
few
wow.
years ago.
Oh,
Oh
So
nice.
I love your
Mhm.
choice of Gandalf, and I'm hoping Madame Demara and this Queen of Diamonds card will help us all.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
oh my gosh, so it's Gandalf. You see, I'm like, okay, I'm getting it. Priscilla's going to get me another cocktail and I'll be good. I got it all. Now, Katie, what three cards do you have for Miss Casey Clark?
Well, First off, I'm going to give her one from her friend Andrea and Andrea's wife Molly, because that's who she rescued in this latest book. She helped her out of a really serious situation. So one thing is going to be the thank you card from them. The other thing, I'm going to give her a blank card because her career might be taking a little turn in the next book, and she's going to have to fill it out for whichever way her career is turning. And the third one is going to be a gift card for new bedroom decorations because her bedroom got destroyed in a hurricane in the last book, and she's going to get back in it in the next book. So she's going to need to do some redecorating.
Wow, this is so much fun. I love this. I want to do this every happy hour. This is cool. This is like Christmas, Secret Santa, right?
It's fun.
This is what we're going to play. So, okay, everybody, you're all going to meet your characters, have your chit chat, and boom, it's over. Now we're going to go into the card room. And the card room, there's no cigar smoke, but there's, everybody's feeling good. Let's just put it that way. Everybody's got their cocktails, their food, and whatever else makes them happy. So there's 3 parts to this card game. And I'm not going to let you know all 3 parts until you get to the end. So there's 3 parts because there's
Sounds
3
like
cards,
fun.
right? So we're going to play the first round, and I don't know if this is going to be a win or lose. It's just interesting, which is what happy hour is about, right? Happy hour is about sitting down and talking and finding out about each other. Happy hours back in the day were happy hours where you had discounted drinks and food and networked years ago, kind of like the martini lunch, right? So let's all get to this next part here. So we're all going to give cards. So we're going to give each other a card. So Johnny, I'm going to start with you. You need to give a card. Well, this is what Gandalf's going to have to do. He's going to have to give one of the cards to one of the other characters. Okay? So he's going to have to give, yes, he's going to put it down on the table as, this is what I have. And he's going to say, I'm going to give this to another character. It could go to Dame Damara or Casey Clark. So who is he going to give a card to and which one?
Let's see. I would say that he would give the star tarot card to Dame Damara, because we were talking earlier about how that, along with those queen cards, she may be able to incorporate that, and so get a fuller picture and a fuller story going. So I think that would make sense to give Dame Damara the star card.
Now, Anna, who is Dame Damara going to give a card to, and which one?
I think she'll start by giving the Queen of Clubs to Casey to build her confidence and strength.
Okay. Say that again. Say that again. Sorry.
Madame Damara is going to give the Queen of Clubs to Casey to build her confidence and strength.
Ooh. I like that. This is very nice. Isn't this nice?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then we've got Katie.
Okay.
Katie, Casey is going to give what card to who?
She's going to give the thank you card to Gandalf for saving the world, or trying to create world peace at least.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. We've got a full spectrum going here. This is very cool. Now, okay. I'm going to direct a card to another character. How about that? We didn't know that. Okay. Okay. So, Johnny, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. You gave a tarot card to Dame Damara. Okay? But at this point, you are going to give your business card to Casey Clark, because Gandalf, he knows you, and he thinks that you may need Casey at some time. Ooh, that's terrible, isn't it?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what. How do you feel about that? Is that okay?
I think that's great. Casey's a cool cat. Mm,
Yeah.
so that would be.
So she's gonna get that. Yeah, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Gandalf.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
also turn around and say, Dame Damara, I think she is going to give her card because everyone's going to have to give a card, right?
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
think she's going to give, Anna, what do you think about this? She is going to give her diamonds to Gandalf. What do you think about that?
That's exactly what I was thinking, Lisa. Did you read my mind?
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep track here, man.
Yeah.
I need another cocktail to do this stuff, man. What did I get ourselves into?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and
Okay.
I think that makes sense for Gandalf. I mean, Gandalf is quite powerful, but I think
Mm-hmm.
Madame Damara realizes that anything that adds, that helps to increase his bond of internal and external mastery, not
Mm-hmm.
control, of nature is going to help
Mm-hmm.
everyone.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, I also
Yeah, that's
think
great.
Casey is going to give the blank card to Dame Damara.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you said she's got another adventure coming. And Dame Damara, what do you think, Anna, that Dame Damara may be able to get that blank card and help Casey on her next journey?
I think so. With her psychic abilities, she can offer some guidance of things to look to or look forward to. Absolutely.
Okay, so now let's look at this. Katie, are you cool about that?
Oh,
Do you feel
yes. Casey
okay?
needs
Because
all the
like
help she can get.
okay, so right now Casey has a thank you for this is interesting from Gandalf and a business
Mm-hmm.
card for
Mm-hmm.
his business card.
Mm-hmm.
Anna's I'm gonna get this
Tomorrow.
straight. Damara has the Queen of Clubs. And wait, I got this all twirled around. See, I knew this was going to happen. But,
Mm-hmm.
you got the blank card, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And the
And
tarot card from the
the
Star
tarot card.
Tarot.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I can't read my own handwriting.
Yeah.
Uh,
And she still has the
She's
Queen of
taking
Clubs that
notes.
I
That's
gave
no
her.
fair.
yeah. So here it is. I want to go. This is what is going to happen now. Johnny, you have one
Yeah.
card left. Who are you giving it to?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
You have, let's see. Yeah, you have
I would.
the thank you.
Yeah, I have a thank you card left. So I guess I'll give that to Dame Damara. Thanking her for, for gifting the diamond card to Gandalf and for the insights that she's providing everyone with her, with her cards, with her tarot cards that she's giving out.
Dame Damara is doing good.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Katie, what
Mm-hmm.
do you want to do
Okay.
for
What do I have
Casey?
left? Casey's got,
The
she's
gift
got a
card.
gift card. Well, instead of furnishing her bedroom, she'll give it to Dame Damara to let her furnish her room.
Dame is racking it up. Okay, so I think the Dame is winning. Okay. So Dame Damara, she's got what? A spades left, right? Have I got that right?
She has left the Queen of Spades.
Mm. And who's she giving that to?
Can she give it to Priscilla?
The pink sock monkey? Priscilla wants that. Tell everybody what the Queen of Spades does. What that meaning is again.
It provides strategy, intelligence, and ambition.
She needs that because she does strategy all the time. Look at it. She's been filling everyone's drinks, getting food, and then she drives us through snow again. So
Yeah,
I
and I'm
think
just
she likes
thinking
them.
it's a little thank you to her for all she's done.
Oh, that's really cool. Anybody want to tip her? Please do. Thank you. We want to buy eggs.
I'll give her probably to eat.
Oh, I love that. But I think I have to say, I think the dame won, don't you think? In
Yes,
cards,
I think
I
I
so.
think the
think
dame
so.
won.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
thank
think
you,
the
thank
dame,
you. Dame is very
yeah.
happy.
Oh, I think that's a fun card game. But who knew what was going to happen? Blank cards. Yeah, I like this. I like that. I hope Dame Damara and Casey stay in touch.
They
And
Yes.
should, because they've got a lot in
Absolutely.
common.
yeah, and also Gandalf. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
yeah.
there's a
Hmm.
lot of healing to do in the world. So this is good. This was a good happy hour.
Yes,
We're all good.
it was.
So I want to give
Hmm.
everybody a big toast and cheers to everyone. So thank you all for joining us for a little quick happy hour. We did it. We did it pretty much in an hour. Look at that. For
Yes.
We
once in our
did.
life, we did
Yeah.
it.
And it was
Everyone,
fun.
Hmm.
it was fun and silly. And at the same time, come on, everybody, have some fun. You know, gift cards, tarot cards, just have some fun. Do silly little
Hmm.
exercises like that for fun. Everyone keep up with Johnny at hearjohnny.com. You'll hear more of him on every first Sunday on Big Blend Radio. This women's author show, Johnny, this was a bit of a start, don't you think? We're
Oh,
leading
yeah,
into
perfect.
like it's the season of women authors. Anna
Hmm.
Bartkowski is again, go to her website, Anna Bartkowski, and everybody, the links are in the episode notes, so you don't have to try and spell everything. Sorry, Anna, but
That's
it's
okay.
a good name. You have a good name. And
Hmm.
Kathleen Walls, go to her websites, AmericanRoads.net to keep up with her travels, and also KatieWalls.com. That's KATY, KatieWalls.com. She's got new books out. Go look on Amazon as well. Um, Anna, I have one thing to ask you before we all go.
Yes.
Do you watch the American? Oh my God, what Antique Roadshow? Do you ever watch
Yes.
that? Do
Yes.
you
I've
yell
watched
at
them.
them? Do you yell at people like I do, like a sport? I've discovered that I have a sickness of now, like everybody else watches sports and stuff, which I don't understand everything other than men in tights, but um,
Uh,
Antique
I
Roadshow
need to
has
jump off. I'm
become
sorry.
okay. Thanks, Johnny. Thank you. Um,
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hi,
um,
Johnny.
the Antique Roadshow. Do you ever like? Is it just me that loses it about values of something that is so ancient, and then something so modern comes and it gets more money than the ancient thing? Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's when they do the ones where they say, they go back, like they're showing one from 5 years ago and then they update it and the cost has gone, the price has gone down. Those are, it goes, woo, makes that little
no,
sad
I lose
noise.
it. I lose
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
It's hard.
absolutely lose my mind. I'll see this one guy had this piece of art that was like from like the 1700s
Yeah.
and incredible. And then here comes someone from like the 1900s and yeah, it's cool, you know. Oh, that wins like $100,000 and the other one is like, "Oh, 7,000." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What is wrong with you people?"
Yeah. Well,
It,
and I guess they base it on popular opinion and what's selling. And I don't even understand how they can track that stuff, but I do find it fascinating.
I was
I haven't
asking since
watched
you
it in a while, but some of the stuff is really interesting that you think is going to be worth nothing and it's worth a fortune and vice
I like the
versa.
backstories. It's really the stories
Yeah.
because you learn
Yes.
history because you find things. It's like going to a museum from your couch and seeing things and someone explaining who the artist was and who was working on Tiffany glass on this time and everything. But it to me it's just like here's this thing of incredible value that we put down to monetary value. And I was asking you that because of you collecting heirlooms and
Yes.
understanding that it's priceless to me what I see on a lot of
Right.
these shows.
Right. I
You know what I
know.
mean?
I hear you.
It's like this is priceless, and you put a price on it because we're human. And anyway, I think I need to make an antique roadshow drink, and it's going to be hot and spicy. I think I might have to do tequila and some hot sauce or something. I don't know.
That sounds like a great idea, Lisa. I
Yeah.
like that.
Tabasco and tequila, because it just drives me nuts, but I keep watching it. Well, thank
Yeah.
you, ladies. And Johnny, I know Johnny's been going, he's a crazy day for him today, but he brought in a good character, didn't he?
He did. I
He did.
love the
He
character.
and worked well with everyone. So thank you, ladies. Happy hour to everybody around the world and that is listening in. So everyone, keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. You can keep up with Johnny at hearjohnny.com, Anna Bartowski, again, AnnaBartowski.com, and AmericanRoads.net, KatieWalls.net. Everything is listed in the show notes. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Happy Hour podcast. New episodes air every second Monday and third Friday. Visit us at bigblendradio.com.